Hi there, my name's Gavin, and I'm an amateur golfer and golf equipment nerd up in the Great Pacific Northwest. As part of the MyGolfSpy forum testing program, I was lucky enough to be selected to test the SuperSpeed training system. In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the training system, my experiences going through the training program, and what I think of the system overall. First off, we'll start with what's inside the box. The key part of the system is the 3 speed training sticks, a light, medium, and heavy weight. The system that you select is going to be based on the weight of the driver that you currently game, in order to make sure that the system is as tailored as it can be to your needs when it comes to training. The 3 training speed sticks were packaged in a large flat box and seemed to be pretty well packaged for shipping. They were wrapped in bubble wrap around the metal heads, the grips were all wrapped in plastic, and the shafts were well protected as well. I can't see any major damage happening in transit outside of your UPS guy folding the box in half. Overall, I would say that these training sticks are really high quality. The shaft is a nice clean design with some graphics. The grips, well, SuperSpeed branded and not a name brand grip, worked just fine in the training program, and the metal heads were well machined with the nice logo in the end that color matches the set. In addition to the swing sticks, the launch monitor is also a pretty neat piece of equipment. At this price point, I don't think you'll find a better launch monitor than this. I wasn't able to test it up against the GC quad, unfortunately, because my local course with the sim facility closed down in the middle of my test. But the numbers that I got on here from well-struck shots seem to match my experiences out on the course. As far as I can tell, the system directly measures club head speed and ball speed, and from there it calculates smash factor and assumes a launch angle and spin rate in order to calculate carry and total distances. As a result, if you mishit a shot, like say catch an iron very thin, this unit is going to give you very incorrect numbers for total distance. However, on well-struck shots, where the ball flies in the expected window for the club that you've entered into the system, you can get some pretty accurate numbers that are sufficient for training. And for the purposes of speed testing, when all you really need to know is the club head speed, it's perfectly sufficient. Now, onto the training protocol itself. SuperSpeed has done a great job setting up their website where you can create an account, identify which training protocols you're working through from the many training systems that they have, and it has different levels with tutorial videos, warm-up information, and key tips about what you need to keep in mind before you get started. One thing that I will point out right off the bat is that the warm-up, dynamic warm-up that they include is a key part of the SuperSpeed training system. The video tutorials on the website will walk you step by step through a dynamic warm-up that's specific to each level of the training protocol. The first time I went through each of the levels, I took some time to watch the warm-up video, practice each of the movements, and take notes so that I had a full list of all of the components of the dynamic warm-up. I will say that I found the level 2 warm-up to be much better than the warm-up for level 1 on the SuperSpeed Overspeed training protocol. I found that the level 1 warm-up didn't incorporate enough movement in the muscles along my spine, and as a result I actually injured my neck a couple of weeks into level 1. After I'd recovered from that and continued the program, I made sure to add some additional stretches and dynamic movements to my neck and back as part of the warm-up system. Another thing that I think could be incorporated as well is a 2 to 3 week slow phase into the training system. I think going straight from no workouts to full speed max efforts was a contributing factor to my injuries. Each level of the program consists of a number of specific swings that are designed to train your body to swing the club faster, starting with the lightest stick in your set, 3 reps with that, moving then to the medium stick and then the heavyweight stick in your set. They recommend using a glove, but since part of the training is actually swinging with your opposite hand as well, I recommend using 2 gloves in order to make sure that you have a solid grip on the club when you're swinging with the opposite hand. After a set of traditional swings with each of the 3 clubs in the set, the levels will then move you into a swing that's designed to simulate a movement that should help you gain more speed. Whether that movement is a step change of direction, a heel stomp, or some other movements that are in the later levels of the program. If I were to recommend the program to anyone, the PRGR launch monitor would be a necessity. Getting the instant feedback from this thing on what swing changes are effective and get results and which ones don't was a key component for me of going through this training system. Swings that feel fast might not always reflect fast numbers, and realistically, it's the results that matter, not how it feels when you're swinging. For example, I quickly learned early on in the program that a swing that properly shallowed the club was about 3 miles an hour faster than a swing that came well over the top, even if it didn't feel like it. So, overall, what did I think about the training program? Well, I'll preface all of my remarks by saying I'm not big on strength training, and admit that most of my exercise efforts go towards cardio, such as running, biking, and hiking. However, my understanding is that a good fitness training regimen incorporates 2 key elements. First of all, a diverse set of movements that works different muscle groups, which is why everyone always tells you not to skip leg day. And second, that the majority of the efforts are done at less than maximum effort. With that in mind, I think doing the SuperSpeed program as a standalone training program, which is what I did, is a bad idea. For starters, doing something like that greatly increases your chance of injury. During the 10-week training program, I actually injured myself twice during the swings, leading to a total of 3.5 weeks that I had to take off from golf in order to recover. Additionally, that specific training is only working specific muscle groups and not necessarily other muscle groups that might provide support or additional flexibility in order that I could incorporate into my swing. Losing time due to injury also makes it much more difficult to stay motivated in the training program. While I was really on top of it early on and excited to train, coming back from injury, especially the second time, I started to dread the workouts. I was worried I would injure myself again, miss out on more chances to golf or run. And also, each time I was injured, I would lose some of the progress I would made. And it was really disheartening to look at numbers that were lower than what I had hit 3 or 4 weeks ago. Over the course of the training program, I did see a few miles an hour of swing speed gain, but overall I think my time would have been better spent with specific focus practice on other parts of my game, or getting lessons to improve my swing. If you're like me and have limited time to train for golf, then I don't think SuperSpeed or other Overspeed and swing speed training protocols are the way to go. However, for the more serious amateur or even pro golfer, I think that speed training is an essential part of training in the modern golf world. But in that case, I think speed training would be only a part of a larger training regimen, ideally one that's being led and designed by a coach specifically for you, and that also incorporates other strength training in order to provide support to the muscle groups that you need to swing fast. The results that both male and female golfers get on college and pro circuits using the SuperSpeed program are a testament to the fact that you can gain speed and you can maintain that speed even through a gruesome tournament season. So now that I'm through my training protocol, what am I going to do with this? Well, I think my swing is in a better spot now than it was at the start of the program, and some of the things that I learned while going through the SuperSpeed training program probably contributed to that. However, as we head into the off season here in the Pacific Northwest, I don't think I'm going to be picking up these swing sticks very often. Instead, I'm going to spend some targeted time indoors practicing on other parts of my game and doing more general strength training and cardio that will hopefully translate into gains in my swing come next spring. Hopefully you found this review helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think about speed training and if you think the SuperSpeed training system is something that might be good for you. Thanks. I'll see you next time.